Imagine this. There's a time of day where the world is dead silent. No notifications, no messages, no demands, no pressure, just stillness. A space that exists before the noise. While most people are buried under blankets, athletes are already training. CEOs are reading. Visionaries are writing. And you're asleep, lost in dreams while your reality stays stuck. But what if I told you that if you wake up at 5 a.m. for 30 days, your brain will begin to change in a way you never imagined? This isn't motivational fluff, it's science. Neuroplasticity, discipline, identity reprogramming. It's a war that begins before the sun rises. And you either win or you lose before the day even begins. What comes next might just change your life. You wake up late, your mind is foggy, your body feels heavy. You hit snooze 3 times before finally dragging yourself out of bed. The first thing you do? Check your phone, Instagram, WhatsApp, news, notifications. Random noise from people who don't care about your goals. Your brain is hijacked before you even brush your teeth. And just like that, you're in reaction mode. You dress without thinking. You eat whatever's easy. You rush to your job or school feeling behind, even if you're technically on time. Why? Because you're not in control. You're not living. You're just reacting, surviving. The whole day is a blur. And by the end, you look in the mirror and feel it again. What did I even do today for myself? The answer, nothing. You're exhausted, unmotivated, and uninspired. Not because you didn't sleep, but because you've been sleeping on yourself for years. Now imagine the opposite. Imagine waking up at 5 a.m., not for work, not because someone told you to, but because you chose it, because you declared war on the weakest version of yourself. Waking up at 5 a.m. becomes a symbol, a trigger for identity. It's not just early, it's elite. For the first few days it'll suck. You'll hate the alarm. You'll argue with yourself. You'll want to quit. But stay with it, because something powerful happens in that quiet hour. While the rest of the world sleeps, you gain time. Time to think, time to plan, time to evolve. Every morning becomes a private meeting between you and your potential. And here's the twist. Winning that first hour of the day gives you psychological leverage over every moment that follows. You're no longer behind. You're ahead. Ahead of your fear, your excuses, your past. Let's get scientific for a moment. What really happens to your brain when you wake up at 5 a.m. consistently for 30 days? First, cortisol. Your body naturally produces cortisol between 5 and 6 a.m. When you wake up with it, it sharpens your alertness, your energy, your mental focus. But when you oversleep, you disrupt that rhythm, leaving you groggy and mentally dull. Second, neuroplasticity. Every morning you get up early, you're rewiring your brain. You're creating new neural pathways that associate discipline with identity. Your brain stops resisting change and starts seeking it. Third, dopamine. When you wake up early and focus, you're training your reward system to appreciate long-term gains, not short dopamine hits from scrolling or sugar. You become more grounded, more resilient, more mentally sharp. After 7 days, your mind starts adapting. After 15, you crave the silence. After 30, you hate who you used to be. But this change isn't just mental, it invades your real life. When you wake up early, your first action of the day is a win. That win sets the tone. You eat better, think clearer, work with intention. You gain time, not just on the clock, but in your soul. You journal, read, move your body. And in those moments of solitude, you start to feel it, self-respect. You stop chasing external validation because you've already earned your own. People will notice. Your eyes look sharper. Your decisions get bolder. You don't hesitate anymore. You don't scroll to escape. You execute. A 5 a.m. brain doesn't flee from challenge. It walks toward it. You build tolerance for discomfort. You start to see effort not as pain, but as power. And suddenly, every day becomes proof that you are no longer who you used to be. Now let's be real, you will fail. Some nights you'll go to bed too late. Some mornings you'll hit snooze. Some days your mind will scream, just sleep, it doesn't matter. But it does. Because every time you fight back, every time you rise anyway, your mind gets stronger. Here's how to win that battle. Protect your nights. 1 hour before bed, no screens, no bright lights. Wind down. Read something slow. Reflect. Breathe. Tell your brain it's time to shut down. And before you sleep, visualize waking up. See yourself rising with fire. Smell the coffee. Hear the silence. Feel the discipline. When the alarm rings, don't think, move. That first move breaks the chain of weakness. It turns your morning from a war zone into a launch pad. Win the first hour, and the day bows to you. Now, close your eyes. Imagine yourself 30 days from now. A brain that's faster, a body that's lighter, a spirit that's no longer hiding. You didn't get there with magic. You got there by doing what others won't. By facing the morning darkness and choosing power. Waking up at 5 a.m. isn't about being a morning person. It's about being a future person. Someone who refuses to live on autopilot. Someone who builds their life before the world even wakes up. You know what the best part is? Nobody will see this change coming. One day they'll ask, "What happened to you?" And you'll just smile, because you'll know it started at 5 a.m. Now you have a choice. Close this video and return to your cycle, or rise tomorrow and begin the war. Nobody will do it for you. But your future self is watching and silently begging you to be brave.